Hey everyone, welcome to Anime Slushy. This is Phoenix.
And Cube.
And we're into our second episode of watching Madoka Magica and talking about how good it is.
That's the name of this podcast, watching Madoka and talking about how good it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Episode 2.
It's not a lie. It's like it's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the light novel title of it.
I watched Madoka Magica and I found out it was really good. And then I made a friend I could talk about it with on a podcast.
Oh boy!
That's the light novel name.
Yeah. I can't believe it. So hey, episode 4 though, miracles and magic do exist. That's the actual name of it.
Which is a line. Are all the titles lines? They're all lines from someone's dialogue, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because episode 5 is the famous, like, I'll never regret it or whatever. There's no way I'd ever regret it.
Yeah.
Literally famous last words.
Yeah. So this episode's all about Sayaka, really.
Yeah.
One thing I found interesting in the little opening bit. So she's just gone to sing Kyosuke, and she's taking the elevator down because he wasn't there because he was in the middle of physical therapy, which I did enjoy that he was just in a badly lit physical therapy room working out on his own.
Yeah, no, like, they couldn't draw a nurse there.
Someone to help him if he falls down, which is probably likely because he's learning to walk again.
It was because he's alone in his heart too.
Couldn't even turn on the lights. It just got like the sad sunset coming through. Anyway, so yeah, Sayaka's in the lift where she's thinking about, should she use her wish to heal him? And she says, I really didn't understand anything back then, neither what it meant to pray for a miracle, nor the price of one. Is it just me, or is this the only time in the show that we get a voiceover that's sort of in the past tense?
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah.
I was wondering if that was supposed to be like the scene before the opening took place before Mommy's death, but I don't know. Yeah, it's very strange that that's the only time someone's like, "Wow, back then I sure was a dumb shit. I never would have understood what was coming next."
Yeah, like who is this Sayaka that's talking to us right now?
Yeah, winced.
Yeah, well, you winced.
Oh, I do like how she's getting all broody about, like, oh, if I did heal him with my magic, like, what would I want him to say to me? What do I really want from him if I did that? I'm a horrible person. But it's okay. It's okay if you want him to return your feelings, or if you... Sayaka.
It's interesting because it does mean that she did take what Mummy told her to heart.
Yeah, she knows.
She knows that she wants him to return his feelings. But, like, it's interesting because it's like, if you just told him that you liked him, he would probably say it back. But I think, the thing she thinks she's horrible for is she thinks that, hey, if I did this, I could guarantee it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's her realizing she does have that wish for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
But she's still gonna make it.
And she could use it to sort of guarantee that he has to like her. On the one hand, though, she is talking about how she feels like she's worthless and her hands are crap.
Oh yeah, my stupid dumb hands.
Yeah, and she should be willing to give them up for someone else. So it's like, it's interesting that she's sort of in the middle of saying, oh, this is the selfless thing I could do. Oh, but I'm not doing it for selfless reasons, so I'm a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Everyone in Madoka is very hard on themselves.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
I love right after the OP, Madoka's looking sad at an egg yolk because it's yellow.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
This egg yolk reminds me of Mummy.
Yeah. And then, like, when she starts crying and her dad says, oh, does it taste bad? I was like, look, Dad, if my kid reacted to something I cooked them, by crying because it tasted bad, I wouldn't be sympathetic.
Yeah, I'd be like, it's not that fucking bad, Jesus, it's just an egg. How could I have possibly fucked this egg up that badly?
But then when she goes on to say, I'm alive and I'm here and I'm eating your egg and it tastes so good, it's like, guys, maybe Madoka needs a day off from school.
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, Madoka, what the fuck, are you okay?
And, like, they seem concerned, but, like, she still just goes off to school.
Yeah.
She's clearly not very well.
And then, like, they're walking to school, and Sayaka's joking along with Hitomi while Madoka's being all sad, which I do like that, that's kind of consistent with Sayaka pushing her actual feelings down. She's like, no, I'm gonna act all fine, even though I'm clearly fucking not.
Yeah, yeah. Whereas Madoka, it's not even that, like, Madoka's acknowledging her feelings, she's just not capable of putting them away.
Yeah.
She's an open book.
Yeah, she's too pure.
Yeah.
Oh, and we hadn't talked about the teacher last episode, but there's more goofy teacher.
I really do like this character. For, like, an extremely side character, her one bit is kind of fun. Every class is framed around me trying to insist to people that I'm still, like, a catch.
Yeah, she's boy hungry, and she's very frustrated with her bad boy luck, which I do like, because her and Junko, Madoka's mom, are friends, and it's like, that's an interesting friendship. They have an interesting dynamic.
Wasn't it you who pointed out that Junko doesn't give her any honorifics?
Yeah, when she's first talking about her in episode 1, she calls her just by her name, and so it's like, oh, I guess they know each other. And
Mm.
then later they get that scene together, and it's great.
Actually, just jumping forward a second. Speaking of honorifics, later on in this episode, Madoka runs into Homura, and Madoka's calling Homura Homura-chan. Is that unusual for someone who doesn't know someone all that well?
That's tough. Wait, didn't Homura? I forget what she told her to call her in episode 1.
Well, yeah, I mean the subs translated as just call me Homura, but
Yeah, I think she told her to call her Homura-chan, or wait, no, that's right. I think she just wanted to call her Homura, but that was probably a little too familiar to Madoka, so she calls her Homura-chan.
okay.
Because yeah, it's kind of like a bridge between calling a friend San and calling a friend just by their name.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a lot of subtleties to that kind of thing that even I probably don't know.
Yeah. So I like the idea that Homura told her, call me Homura-chan.
It's like that guy in Hanako that's always like, you can call me this senpai.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like giving yourself the appropriate honorific that you want.
Hmm. Now, the scene on the rooftop where they're just talking they're talking about what just happened, and then Kyubei's like, all right, well, if you're not going to join up, I'm off. See yous. Obviously, he's not going anywhere. I did think it was interesting when they were asking, like, what's going to happen to this city? Who's going to protect it? And Kyubei explains the thing about how, oh, look, another girl will come along. So it should be fine. You don't need to worry about it. And Sayaka passes judgment on Homura again, saying, all she cares about is grief seeds.
Yeah, they'll be like her, stupid her.
Yeah. And Kyubei says that thing about, yeah, well, that's just how a lot of them think, but, like, I don't think they can be judged by anyone other than other magical girls.
Yeah, burn.
But the specific thing he says is they can't be judged by anyone other than girls who bear the same destiny. I thought that was an interesting phrasing. Like,
I think you might have a different subgroup than I did.
I might have, yeah. I mean, yeah, that might just be a sub thing, but it seemed interesting the idea that he was acknowledging their magical girl's fate even that early on, even if he knew they wouldn't know what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Mm.
I do like that talking about, like the girls being hard on themselves. Of course, Sayaka's like, so do you still want to be a magical girl? And Madoka's like, and then of course she feels like shit just because she doesn't want to be a magical girl just because she had to see a friend die in front of her. What a shit.
And then she might die too. And yeah, saying how, it's so unfair of me to back out now. And it's like, no.
You dumb. You're babies.
As much as this episode is mostly focused on Sayaka, there is a lot of focus on Madoka considering herself a coward.
Yeah. And I do like how Kyubei's like, well, alright, then fucking see ya if you're not gonna become magical girls. And I like that there's kind of an extended shot of his little cat Pete's walking away.
Yeah.
It's very dramatic.
I like that he only says bye to Madoka as well.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, like at the end he's saying it was only a short time, but it was fun, Madoka.
Ah, I didn't notice that. Yeah, you're the one I care about. I'll get you yet, my pretty.
I mean, because obviously he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And you know that if you've watched more of it. But I do think it's interesting that, like, I really feel like his plan is already in motion at this point to put as much pressure on Madoka as he can.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going anywhere. He shows up the second that Sayaka is ready to turn. And even before that, he apparently gets in contact with another magical girl who he knows is going to piss Sayaka off. It feels like he's definitely engineering a situation to get Madoka's friend to turn and then put her in a situation where Sayaka's going to be under a lot of pressure, which is in turn going to put Madoka under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you really hate that kind of person, don't you, Sayaka? Yo, Kyoko, what you doing?
Yeah.
You busy?
Because the thing is that idea that, like, oh, we need another magical girl needs to come to protect the city. Homura's there. They all know Homura's there. So
Yeah.
that was never true. Like,
Though I guess Kyubei's like, I don't know what the fuck she'll do either.
I suppose, yeah.
But yeah, I do think he's trying to manufacture that conflict.
Yeah, as much as possible. Like, because at every point where the conflict creates a problem, he's always there next to Madoka going, hey, you know what, just fix this.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man. I can't believe this happened. Hey, Madoka.
Yeah. I also thought it was interesting because Madoka goes to Mummy's apartment to just, like, have a cry.
Yeah, and she leaves her magical girl notebook there. Like, I'm sorry I couldn't do this with you.
Which is, yeah, very sad.
Yeah.
There really was one of those things that hammers home that, like, once you've seen the show before, that, man, this timeline is just all about everything going wrong.
It's not a great timeline.
To some extent, more than the one where Sayaka witches and Mummy tries to kill them all. Because at least in that one, it was rapid.
Yeah, they were having a decent time until then.
Yeah, whereas this one, it's like, no, from the very start, this has sucked.
Yeah, everything just keeps getting worse. Also, I was looking at a page on the wiki that shows version differences between the TV and the Blu-ray, because obviously, as Shaft, they changed a lot of stuff. And Mommy's nameplate has more names on it in the original anime, so it was like they were implying that was her family's house, and she was just the only person left alive in there. But then they updated it so that it's just Tomoe Mommy, and it's like, whoa, you like unexistenced her parents. Don't think about them. Don't worry about them.
I like the idea that there was a sign guy who had to come out, and Mommy's like, "Yeah, I'm the only one living here anymore. You can take their names off." And the sign guy's just like, "Well,
Okay.
yeah, I've been paid to take the sign off. Not going to think about this."
It's fine. You seem like an adult. Yeah, Madoka's all sad, and then she goes out, and Homura's there, and she's like, "Sup?"
Homura like immediately is like, "You're blaming yourself for this too much," which we know why Homura would assume that.
Yeah.
It's sort of odd that Madoka's like, "How do you know that? Like, you're not wrong, but how do you?"
Yeah.
Yeah, and so, like then she goes on to say, "If anyone does blame you for this, I wouldn't let them." It's like, man, aren't you meant to be pretending to not really know her at this point?
I don't know. She doesn't seem very good at this whole act, even since episode 1.
No, she's really not.
And she's like, Tomoe's mommy's fate was sealed, but at least I was able to change one person's fates. The only person I give a fuck about."
See, I find this whole scene really interesting.
This scene is like irony on top of irony.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, there's that. Yeah. Also, it looks really pretty.
Mhm.
That backing of all the like industrial stuff is very nice.
You got some lens flare up in there.
Yeah. But what I do like is at the start of the scene, Homura's talking like she thinks she might have succeeded. She says how like it seems like you've taken my warning to heart.
Yeah.
Marika's like, yeah, yeah, I did. And Homura's almost talking like, yeah, well, at least I was able to save you. I was able to save one person. But then when the conversation turns to the thing about how Mummy's just going to be forgotten, and Homura's like, well, that's just what happens to us. And Madoka's insisting that I'm not going to forget you. I'm going to remember you. Homura sort of flinches and then tells her like, you are too nice, and that could lead to a greater tragedy. It's almost like at the end, like by spending a little bit of time with Madoka, she realizes that she's not done, that there's still a risk here.
Yeah, like Madoka, she's not like, oh, I just want to wash my hands of this whole thing. I'm just gonna forget all about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I won't forget mommy, and I won't forget you. And of course, she's also sad because it's like, you don't know, you did forget her. Ah, the irony.
Yeah, yeah. Like you have forgotten her, and I mean, just Homer is just saying, like, I'm sure she'd be happy if you remembered her. I envy her now. It's like I wish you remembered me. That'd make me happy.
Yeah. Oh, wouldn't it be nice if someone remembered all the things I did for them? That sure would be nice.
Yeah, I do just like the fact that like all Homer needed was a reminder that Madoka's a very nice soul,
Yeah.
and she's like, fuck. Like I'm not done with this idiot.
And I do like when Monica's like, "Have you seen a lot of people die like what happened yesterday?" And Homer's like, "So many, I've lost count." And it's like, "Yeah, but it's all the same, like 3 people."
There were some other loops where she just went to different towns. Saw some other people die.
See what's up over there. She went to Kamiyama.
What I think is interesting is that people often cite that line about too many to keep count as evidence that Homura looped more times than we see in the show.
There's also that word of God.
Yeah, we could probably talk about that. So there is apparently a work of God from Gen.
That it was like 100 loops. And like I said, I'm like, whatever. Death of the author. Uro Butcher, it's time for you to get butchered. No, it's too many. It's too many loops.
I was talking to B in the Discord about this, and she was putting forward the idea that you could imagine like 20 loops maybe, which I don't disagree with, to be honest. I think there's definitely space for there to be like a few more loops than we saw.
Yeah, she could like be a bit more naive for a while and stuff. Like there could have been many loops where they all kind of stuck together, but then got killed by Walpurgis or whatnot.
Yeah, like a bunch of loops where they just follow the final boss, but it's like 100 loops is like 8 years. Like she lives 8 years of time. It's the changes in her character from the loops we see flow so nicely that it just doesn't. It feels like she would have just been very static for a lot of those loops, and it doesn't feel right in terms of her development.
Yeah, and she's still definitely like she's not actually disaffected yet.
She's not actually disaffected, and she's also like I said before, she's in this loop. She's still not like really anticipating everything that could happen.
Yeah, she still gets punked by mommy.
Yeah, she's still sort of working this out as she goes. It doesn't feel like someone who's done this 100 times.
Yeah, 100 just feels like a thing you would say for like, oh, doesn't that make it all the more tragic? But nah, I think it works better if it's fewer. Sorry, Genny.
I do like the idea that, okay, maybe it was 100 of them, but in like 95 of them, she was just out collecting guns.
Yeah, this is my farming run.
Spending all this AP on just guns, guns,
Look,
guns, more
did
guns.
you see how many of those fucking bomb things she had when she fought Walpurgis? She's been collecting those over many timelines.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, to be honest, this isn't the most ridiculous theory because yeah, like she has so many rocket launchers.
What are like those kind of like the big wall of explosions that all turn like red lights and then they all that's like it's like some kind of like military grade thing.
Yeah, it's all military grade shit. So like, where the hell did she get that from?
Maybe some of these 100 loops were just like one day and that day she goes to the military, she grabs all their shit and then she just loops back.
Yeah, yeah.
We can work this out.
But yeah, something else I thought was interesting from that scene though, when Madoka gets really upset and she's saying how awful it is that no one's going to remember Mami because she was such a selfless person that was trying to protect people, and in the end she's going to be forgotten. And Homura responds by saying, we don't magical girls don't fight for other people. We just fight for the sake of our wishes, i.e., we fight for selfish reasons. So if we get forgotten, that's fair enough. Like, first of all, was that true of Mummy?
I guess I don't know.
I mean, I don't think it was. The thing about her wish was her wish was just to survive, but she was putting herself at risk to protect other people. I think Mummy might, like, as Cube sort of points out as well, Mummy was a rare sort of magical girl. I think she may have actually been like Madoka believed.
Yeah, I think sometimes Homura projects. Like, there's part later where she talks about how misery and hope have to be like balanced out, which I don't think is an actual mechanic of how things work. It's just her like own stupid philosophy she's come up with over all these loops.
Well, this is the other thing. Do you think it's true of Homura that she's only fighting for the sake of her wish, considering her wish was a selfless one?
Well, yeah, like her obsession with Madoka obviously isn't exactly pragmatic, I don't think.
Or healthy?
Yeah.
But she is still like, I guess in a sense, maybe from her perspective, she's doing it for selfish reasons because she wants to save Madoka for her own sake.
Oh, lead into rebellion.
But it's like it's that sort of thing where it's like she is trying to save a person other than herself, but she's trying to save that person because it causes her too much pain to lose that person.
Yeah, she's accepted that like it's selfish of her to want to save her, the way that Sayaka can't, or is thinking about how it's selfish of her to want to help Kamijo.
Yeah. But I suppose the difference between those two is that, like, I don't think Homura is so much doing it because she wants Madoka to return her feelings or anything.
I mean, it at least hurts her that Madoka doesn't remember those other loops and stuff. I think in a way she does want to be appreciated for everything she's done for Madoka.
Yeah, I suppose. But as opposed to, like, Sayaka, who, like, directly just wants to hook up with Kyosuke.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure she want to chew that Madoka. Because here's the thing. Why the fuck didn't she care about Mami? Mami and Madoka both saved her in episode 10 in the backflash, but she only cares about Madoka. She doesn't care about my Mami. It's because she has a crush on that Madoka and not on my good girl.
That's probably the strongest piece of evidence to say that it is a romantic attachment as
Yeah.
opposed to anything else. Yeah.
Yeah, because she doesn't want to save all of her friends or whatever, even when one had a very close situation to the reason that she fell for Madoka, but she only cared about that Madoka.
Yeah, yeah.
It's bullshit. Appreciate my mummy.
I mean, maybe that's why she's so frustrated with Sayaka. Is it's like that's just a reflection of her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So the other thing about the idea of Homura sort of acknowledging that her wish is selfish is that part of the conclusion of the series is her letting Madoka make her own decision.
Yeah, isn't that nice? Isn't it nice how at the climax of the series she respects Madoka's agency? Wasn't that nice?
I
can't wait to talk about Rebellion.
But it is like, I mean, in the series it makes more sense because it's not like she's actually robbing Madoka of her agency. She's legitimately trying to prevent her death because in no other timeline does Madoka's death lead to anything good.
Oh yeah, it's selfish, but it's still like it's not a bad thing she's doing.
No, but it's also about, it sort of just lines up nicely the fact that like Madoka didn't have a good wish until right at the end and Homura kept stopping her. But like Homura was trying to stop Madoka from acting on her own agency. But it just so happens that the point where she stops doing that is the point where Madoka actually is able to do some good for a change.
Yeah.
Anyway,
back with Sayaka and her boy. And they're hanging out and they're listening to music. And then he gets all mad. He's like, "Are you bullying me with this classical music? Because I can't play it." And she's like, "What?" And then, "Hey, we told you, the CD player, fucking bad idea." He smashed it with his hand bleed. It's a bad CD player.
doing it as a dramatic expression of the fact that his hand is completely numb and he can't even feel that he hurt himself just then.
Yeah. And then he says something that's very unrealistic, or there's two dumb lines he has, IMO. But the first is that
Yeah.
the doctors told me to give up. Current medical technology can't heal me. And it's like, when do doctors ever say that? Hey, kid, fucking stop hoping.
I guess he could be paraphrasing. And
Yeah,
the doctors gave him
maybe.
like saying, "Look, it doesn't look great," and he's like, "They told me to give up." But no, yeah, it is the idea the doctor just said, "Eh."
Yeah, you're what, 13? I'm sure in the next, 50 years we won't come up with anything that could possibly help your crazy ass hand.
Yes, but what's the dumber line? What's the really stupid line?
Nothing would be able to help me besides a miracle or magic or something.
Yeah, there won't be a cure until miracles and magic exist in the world. It's like, okay.
Hey nose, you're on it. You're too much on this nose.
uh,
Yeah, and then of course Kyubei's in the window and he's like, "Did somebody say magic?" Waka waka. That's
uh.
me.
I like how, Madoka contains almost no boys. And I like that the one boy we get kind of fills the role the girls usually do in boy-centric stories.
Yeah.
He is just there for Sayaka suffering. Like that's all he's doing.
He's a damsel in distress.
He's almost the equivalent of like a fridge wife.
Yeah, totally.
It's kind of funny. I don't know if it was intentional, but it's pretty funny.
Yeah, no, it's nice. Take that,
Mm.
boys. We're evening the playing field. Now we just have 5,721 to go.
Yeah. Now, I sort of there's two things about this as well. Like, first of all, this is the scene that kicked off the fan idea that he was a dick, right?
Yeah.
Which, as we talked about last episode, pretty unfair considering what he's going through. Secondly, though, he's not even angry directly at her for more than a couple of lines.
Yeah, and like in the beginning of the episode, you actually hear the nurses voiceovering, being like, "Oh yeah, he's like really mentally not okay right now. Hopefully, having that friend will help him out because obviously he's very distressed.
Yeah. It's just so unfair.
He's a fucking dumb baby."
Yeah. I mean, again, I do like the idea that everyone's angry at the one boy. Again, that's a funny turnaround.
Oh man, if only he would get out of here and someone who would treat Sayaka right, like that girl that tried to kill her a couple times could get in here and give her some.
The other thing is, like, this is the moment when Sayaka decides she's going to make a wish. And up to this point, the thing that's been stopping her is she thinks it would be a selfish act.
Yeah.
And she'd be doing it for the wrong reasons. I was wondering if, like, do you think maybe what pushed her a bit was also that momentarily he was angry with her?
Hmm.
Like, that made it worse? The fact that, like, now that he's angry, he's, like, expressing his anger at her, and she's like, well, I've got to fix this because I don't want him to not like me.
Yeah, I could feel that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But a little more generously, like it's just I could understand it being like, no, it's too much. Fuck it.
Yeah, like, he's in that much pain. Because, like, being told that he has to give up and everything, which get ridiculous, but, like,
Yeah.
but if he's at that point where he's suffering so hard that, yeah. Mm.
So it's time for Madoka to do some floaty pigeon toe walking. Fucking walking, oh, fucking pigeon toe.
Oh, it's so cute, though.
But oh no, it's Hitomi who's doing her own kind of silly walk. Because she's got her arms all in the air, like, hoo 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 hoo.
Yeah, her walk is pretty funny.
Yeah, I do like that. I mean, I feel like it's intentionally a little silly, but in a kind of in a way to contrast with how that whatever's going on is very fucked.
Yeah, yeah. But what's funny is that, like, every other person you see doing the walk, they walk a bit like a zombie or like a depressed person.
Yeah,
But she's like, nah, this is awesome.
this is my flavor of being crazy. Hoo hoo hoo. We're going to a wonderful place.
Yeah. I do like the horror framing really does ramp up here compared to what we've had in the series so far.
Yeah, no, yeah, this is scary. It's funny
Yeah.
because I know that when you mix those two chemicals, it makes a poisons. Would it really kill everyone in that whole big warehouse? Like one bucket?
Yeah, I'm assuming, because, like, the idea is it releases a gas that's poisonous, right?
Yeah, and I know it's a thing. Like I've seen it in Detective Conan.
Okay, it's a thing in anime.
No, yeah, it's a real thing. It's like two kinds of cleaning solution. It's funny because in the original run of the show, they had the proper labels on them, but then in the Blu-ray, they replaced them with completely blank bottles. I wonder if they were like, oh, we shouldn't actually teach people how to do this.
Yeah, but it does also have the effect of like, why would you even keep those two bottles together? They look almost identical. I can understand someone accidentally mixing those.
Yeah, don't mix this white bottle and this other white bottle. You'll fucking die if you do that.
Yeah.
But I think it makes like some kind of like chlorine gas or something. And I know
Mm.
it can totally fuck you up, but again, it's like in Detective Conan, it would be like a bathroom. And then you mix them in a bucket and you die. But that's like a whole fucking warehouse. I feel like how much gas can that make? I don't know. I'm not a chemist.
Well, but see, that's the same thing. Like Junko says, this could kill everyone in the house, and as we've described before, that house is warehouse sized. So,
Yeah. I'm gonna have to look this shit up. But yeah, it seems like a bit much.
and again, we talked about this in the earlier episodes, but for the people who say that Madoka doesn't do anything, Madoka just saved everyone's life there.
Yeah, even though they're all clearly crazy zombies, no, she's not gonna let them do this. She throw that shit out the window. She get a big hand.
She knows that there is a witch here and that she can't do anything to fight it, and she still goes with them, puts herself in danger, throws the thing at the window, and gets a big hand, and then has to like lock herself away from a bunch of fucking zombies. This whole bit is like genuinely scary.
Yeah.
She's locked herself in the room. She realizes there's no escape, and then the witch shows up.
Yeah, and the witch showing up is
Ugh.
super creepy.
Yeah, with the big portal forming, but then the things pop up behind her from the TVs. And you've talked about this before. When I initially watched Madoka, I watched the dub.
Oh, I didn't know you watched the dub first.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Heathen.
Look, it was easier.
No, I've heard that the dub is pretty good of the show.
The dub is okay. It has that thing that you've talked about before where like I know that like the voices are ridiculous in Japanese if you're used to hearing Japanese spoken by Japanese people. But as an English speaker, hearing these voice actors do really high pitched anime girl voices sounds more ridiculous to me because I'm a native English speaker. So it has that.
I do think it's worse because I watched the dub of the movie, which I hear is worse than the dub of the show. So I'm not knocking the dub of the show specifically. I'm knocking the redub of the movie. Okay? Don't come at me, bro. But everyone except for like Kyoko is doing the same voice. It's all like girls who have slightly different voices, but they're all doing like the equivalent of me doing the Ruby voice. So even it's like, it's me, Homura. Hi, it's me, Homura. And I'm like, what?
The TV dub that I watched is well, not TV dub. The DVD dub that I watched is not that bad. It's actually, I think, as dubs go, it's a pretty decent dub.
Yeah, it's still not the worst, but yeah, it's kind of like you just imagine all these women in their recordings doing this, being like, "Okay, it's me. I'm being a little baby now." Boo, 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 boo.
Yeah, it's hard to get past that slight ridiculousness. Well, but again, I'm not a sub snob. There are lots of legitimate reasons for watching a dub, even if it isn't that good. Even if it's just you don't have to look at the screen the entire time.
No, yeah, very valid. We all only got so much time in the day.
Yeah, you want to watch anime while cooking, watch that dub. Anyway, all that being said, Aoi Yuki's performance is legitimately excellent.
Yeah, she's so powerful.
Yeah, oh, she's extremely powerful. But like the way Madoka in this scene goes from the full on screaming as she's being torn apart and pulled into the maze to just that really gentle, just saying maybe this is what I deserve. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, she has.
Oh,
There's such a like nice, gentle quality to her voice that makes it not quite the generic little anime girl voice, and it adds so much characterization to it, and I love it. Like I like having Madoka on my home screen and Magia record just to because she nice has that nice gentle voice, and she'll be like, "Oh hey," and I'm like, "Hee hee, you're my baby." And this whole sequence is so fucking visually rad.
oh, it's so fucking good.
I die.
The lineless, painterly Madoka just floating there.
Yeah, and then like how fucking creepy that makes it when the familiars are like stretching her out, and it like wouldn't be quite the same if it had lines, and it seems so painful but so abstract, and it's like ooh.
Yeah, and it's also just that the music going and you're looking at these bright colors and all this sort of shit while she's just sort of saying, "Well, this is how I die.
Yeah.
I guess I deserve it for being a piece of shit." And it's just, oh god, like it's
No, Madoka, you just I tried to save all those people, you dummy.
yeah. Obviously, she's talking about Mami and her, refusal to do what Mami was doing and not be as like, because that's her whole thing. She wanted to be like Mami. She looked at Mami and said, "That's everything I want to be." But now that she's aware that she could die in a horrible way, she can't do it.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. This is what's interesting. In a non-pressure situation, when she has to think about it, she can't do it. In a pressure situation, like when she found her friend with the witch's kid, she doesn't hesitate.
Yeah.
Like she just does it.
She's a brave girl.
Yeah, yeah. And like obviously, yeah, everyone in Madoka is too hard on themselves. But it's interesting that she can't see that. That in the moment she's willing to do it and just does it, and doesn't even think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then Sayaka's like, no, no linelessness. Pachoo, I'm bringing the lines back. And all the Sayaka animation in this fight is the fucking best.
It's great, yeah. She does get at least one cool fight.
Yeah, and like the way she flies around, the way her cape is animated is just so fucking cool. And it's doing that camera focus unfocus thing as she turns around all badass. And I'm like, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, it's extremely cool. And then going straight back to like bashful. It's
Yeah.
cute.
But I like when she kills the TV and she like slams it into the ground, you kind of like see the actual body of the witch like splat out of it and die.
Mm.
And it's very like subtle, like you could miss it easily. But it's like, oh, so her actual like fleshy body was in there, and it's nice.
There was a moment with a bit of code in that maze and I missed it. I didn't get a chance to read it. Do you know what it said?
Uno momento. Yeah, the TV runes are saying, I don't like fools. And it looks like some of the Ich mag keine Narren. And apparently it's the phrasing is similar to a thing in Faust. It's more Faust shit. And also, I don't want to work. This I may come from Henrik Ibsen's play John Gabriel Borkman. I don't know about that. That seems like a lot. Yeah, because the idea of this witch is that it's supposed to be like this encapsulated moment of this girl who like wanted to I don't know, like capture this like one moment of happiness that she had, I guess, and that's why it also captures the moments with Mummy. She's a moment capturing witch. Oh, and her thing is supposed to be kind of like a snow globe.
Hmm. Oh.
This is the thing they said.
Hmm, okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
I do like once the witch is destroyed, we cut out, and there's Homura.
being extra.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as much as like the differences between Homura and Mami being a huge show off, and Homura getting shit done. Homura is here standing on top of a lamppost, framed by the moon. You're also a show off, Homura.
Nightman. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
very extra. God, this show's this is very extra sometimes.
I mean, it's Shaft. Just what they do.
Yeah, you goops. And, Sayaka's just like, haha, sorry I was late. I guess I had a change of heart. Haha. And Madoka's like, oh no.
I don't think this is gonna end well.
And then Homura shows up. And I like that Sayaka's just like, you're late, transfer student. And Homura doesn't say anything. She's just like, I want you to know I'm judging you. I want you to know you're stupid.
Yeah, it's like we talked about. She knows she's doomed. She knows there's absolutely nothing she can do to save her. So it's like it's just
Yeah, she's like, fucking.
just every single fucking time with this idiot.
With you and this fucking boy.
It does suck because like we said before, Sayaka does have her heart in the right place in a sense.
Yeah.
She wants to be like Mami too. She has that sense of justice and right and wrong and does stuff to save her friends and shit, but it's just everything else that piles on top of her.
Yeah, it's like the only real difference between her and Madoka is that she has like too much of a stubborn streak or something.
Yeah, she's kind of stubborn, and she had a qualifier on why she made a wish that sort of stuffed things up for her because it didn't work out. Yeah, and it's just
It's rough stuff.
I feel bad for her. I feel bad.
It's okay, she's not real.
Yeah, I know.
It is cute because Shimbo, the director, really liked her too, and apparently they kept asking Urobuchi like, "Can't we like bring her back to life somehow?" And he was like, "No," because Sayaka was Shimbo's favorite.
It would have cheapened everything if they had.
Yeah,
She had to die.
but I do like that. Even like the other people working on it were like, "Come on."
And just like, no.
I do like when they show that Kyosuke's, they cut to his room and you see his arm has healed, but it's definitely very like horror framed.
Mm.
Which should be like a very nice, like, oh, it's a miracle, but it's like, nope, we all know this ain't good. Oop.
Yeah, it is funny how like Kyubey from this point is just doing everything he can to engineer her destruction. Because like what you find out in future episodes is that like Sayaka is not that powerful as a magical girl, and Kyubey has to know that. Like he has to know that she's not really a good fit for this job, both in terms of her personality and also in terms of the amount of power she can actually put out. This is just to get Madoka to turn. He's quite happy to see Sayaka be destroyed in order to make that happen.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh, it's full on.
You little shit.
Yeah.
But you know what it's time for now?
What's it time for?
Someone's here and they have something important to say. It's my girl Kyoko, and she's like, hey, I was told there wasn't going to be another girl here. This is different from what you told me, but that's fine because my city now. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. It's my city now. And she's like, I just gotta beat the crap out of her. Haha. I'm gonna throw a cog in this machine.
Yeah. Mid-season Mahu. Close up on bang. Cut to black.
I like that in the list of differences between the versions, it said in the close up of Kyoko's smile, her chin is flexed in the updated version, and I was like, it's what? Her chin is flexed.
I guess they mean like it's when you grin so hard you pull the skin tighter on the bottom of your face.
Yeah, it's just I looked at the differences, and it's that it has that under mouth shadow that
Oh, okay.
the characters don't always have. But I don't know, for some reason that amused me. She flexes that chin. And I do like, so I guess the idea is that this Kyubey body went and told her, but it's also possible that one of the other bodies was just active wherever she was and told her.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know how the Cubes move around as quickly and as well as they do.
Yeah, they're very mysterious.
Yeah.
But that's the end of the episode.
Sure is.
It's pretty good.
We'll talk more about Kyoko next episode because there's a lot more to cover there, but yeah, she's good. I like her.
Yeah, and for the record, I'm not against shipping Kyoko and Sayaka. I probably should have said that at the time. It's totally fine for fans to ship the two. I get the dynamic, it's good. I think it's bullshit for the show to act like they were always amazing friend lover people.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Fan shipping where it's just like, I could see a dynamic happening here that would be fun. That's totally valid. Ship whoever you want, assuming there's not a massive age gap. But in terms of like it being a legitimate thing in the show, yeah, there's no basis for it.
Yeah, the way that Rebellion treats it, I'm like, I don't know though.
Especially when so much of Sayaka's breakdown is tied to non-reciprocal feelings for someone else.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
What I really regretted was not saying goodbye to you.
Ugh.
My most important friend.
I mean, that's an odd line too, because if Sayaka said goodbye to anyone, it was Kyoko. Like, Kyoko was the only one there when Sayaka witched. That's as close as she came to saying bye to anyone.
Yeah. It's like, did you say bye to mommy? I mean, I guess you saw her head getting bitten off. Does that count as a goodbye?
You didn't say goodbye to Madoka.
To be fair, she's with Madoka forever now.
That's true.
In her holy realm, blessed be.
Mm.
But yeah, we're gonna have to have a really long episode about fucking Rebellion.
Yeah, and for the record, Rebellion has strengths. There are good things about Rebellion.
No, yeah, if you haven't watched it, you should watch it.
Yeah, watch Rebellion. It's a very good little side story in a way. It has amazing animation in places. You get the awesome Mummy Homura fight that you didn't get in the show. Just be prepared for the fact that the ending is bullshit.
Yeah, and just remember that Gen considered the story finished with the end of the anime.
Yeah, Rebellion just has a bullshit ending and a bunch of silly fan service. And also Mummy's boobs.
Yeah, but yeah, still, I would say plan to watch it.
Yes.
Because it's interesting, if nothing else.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
See you for episode 5.
See you.
Tschüss.